Guys, Nango Ramsepele here, advocate or Tatene Ramsepele, he did something very interesting today. He proved to us that these people are so desperate. They are so desperate that they, I listen to them. I listen to Sibanda, Advocate Sibanda or Dr. Sibanda. I listened to him, leading the witness into cross-examination. And, as reading about the Hoodie, at the time, I was a bit confused. But Atene Ramsepele proved the point today that you are creating a narrative. And I'm telling you, if it wasn't for Atene Ramsepele, because obviously he's got his privilege to this information, I don't think we would have. Look, I don't think we would have sat where we are sitting today. But you know what? I want us to dissect this. I'm going to insert a video where Atene Ramsepele does that. He does that very beautifully. He does that very nice, and prove a point that there's nothing wrong with the Hoodie here. The problem is you are trying to make it look like there is a problem when there is none. Right? You are actually creating a narrative and you can't sustain that narrative, and that's the problem that the man is fighting here, that there is a problem with this narrative. There is no substantive evidence, but rather what you are doing is you are suggesting it to the mind. I once spoke about this and I said the state has tried. At some point, they said things not because they were factual, but they said things so that they can make people think in a certain way. That is what they were doing this time. And Atene Ramsepele was like, I see you, come here. And you know what? You're going to hear him at the end where he tells Sibanda, he says, what you are saying is absolutely garbage. And I don't even want to glorify what you are saying. He's like, no. I'm not going to glorify that stupidity. No. You can do it yourself. Do it to yourself. But don't invite me in such stupidity. I'm not supposed to be involved in any of that. You think I'm joking? Look at how he said it. I'm going to insert a long video where you're going to watch him from the beginning, how he starts, and listen to him as he progresses. You will realize that, hey, Sibanda, bamtshela indaba zakhe kabuhlungu kabi. Here.
Yeah, this one. Now, the reason why I'm referring you to this one, and I want the state to assist you with that piece of extract from transcript. Yesterday, you were made to read something, whether it was Mohola or Zungu, referring to a grey hoodie. Remember that aspect of the evidence yesterday? Yep.
Yes.
Now, I want you to be assisted with that because in fact, the comparison. Now, okay, read that first, then I'll want to refer you as well to Exhibit DD4 in bracket A.
Ifundeka kanje, Miss Mohola. Yes, my lord. There were a couple of hoodie jacket inside the wardrobe. He also, my lord, requested to take one of the hoodies, my lord, which was gray in color, and my lord, if I am not mistaken, he was wearing a red hoodie jacket as well.
Fundeka ngalendlela ke lana ubufakazi bakhe ke ubhalo Miss Mukhula yebo ngosenkantolo kwakunama hoodie ke ama jacket ama hoodie ke ayekhona lapho ke wardrobe wacela futhi ke ukuthi ke athathe enye yako eyayo ke eyayi grey ngombala uma ngenzi iphutha ke wayegqoke ihoodie eyayibomvu ijacket ngombala.
Now I'll be fair, and with all due respect to Advocate Sibanda, you and I don't fault you. You were made to read that on record without the context thereof being put to you, correct?
Lokho ke uthe ukufundeke ngaphandle kokuthi ke utshelwe ke okupheleleke mayelana nakho lokho noma utshelo yes.
And I'm not going to give you the context. It's got nothing to do with your evidence. Right?
Angeke ngikutsheleke ukuthi ke kwenzekani ke ngoba ke akuhlangene nobufakazi bakho.
But importantly, from that extract that you've just read, it said whoever Mr. Ntanzi requested to take one of the hoodies with, because he was wearing a red, obviously, for whatever reasons Mohola says, he was going to change now into this grey hoodie. That's my understanding. Are we on the sort of same understanding reading from that?
Uma ufunda lana ke ukuthi ke wayizo thatha ke noma ke ethatha ihoodie lena ke eyayi grey ngombala uma ufunda khona la ukuthi ke Ntanzi mawubanike wathathiswa noma ke wacela ukuthi athathe ihoodie le eyayi grey ngombala.
Yes.
I understand.
Now, yesterday you were requested, and correctly so, I think even by the court, to say, put what you observe on the picture, what is depicted on the picture, and you put everything. He's wearing a watch, a hoodie, a jacket, he's got a hoodie, he's wearing the hoodie on, and you describe the colors. I'm going to request you to do the same with this, because there's an important aspect that I want to pass by before I leave this aspect. Put the colors that are there.
Ngicela ke usho ke imibala lena elapha.
All right. Kule sithombe ngibona umuntu.
On this picture I see a person
Ugqoke ijacket or tracksuit.
who's wearing a jacket or a tracksuit,
Enesigqoko
which is a hoodie.
igrey ngaphezulu,
It's grey at the top.
ngaphakathi imnyamanyana.
Inside it's a blackish.
And then phezulu emahlombe ukuya la esibeni igrey.
The shoulders going towards the chest, it's grey.
Inombala omnyama obhalwe ngomhlophe engakhona ukufunda ukuthi kubhalwe ukuthini.
There's a black color which is written in white, which I'm unable to read as to what is written there.
Then inombala obomvu,
Also, it has a red color,
omhlophe,
white,
then omunye futhi omnyama,
another black,
and then omunye omhlophe.
another white.
Then ibese iba mnyama la ngenzansi futhi ibhalwe imbhalo ngembhalo emhlophe engakhona ukuyifunda.
It's also black here at the bottom. It's written in white, which I cannot read as to what it is that's written.
Then uyakhona ukuyibona ijacket futhi imkhono emide.
You are able to see that it is a long sleeve jacket.
Ugqoke iwashi,
He's wearing a watch.
liyabonakala ukuthi libumnyama nokubomvu.
It's visible that it is black and some red.
Then kubonakala ngathi ungaphakathi endlini lo muntu iloko engingakubona.
And it appears as if this person is inside the house. That's what I can see.
Thank you, Warrant Officer. Now, in that passage, the extract from the proceedings where Sergeant Mohola was testifying, does she describe that hoodie by describing further the colors, the lettering and everything that you have just placed on record?
Manje lana ke kule ndawo ke uqeda ukuthi ke uyifundeke lendlela ke uqeda uchaza ngayo ke lana leminye imibala leni lokho kubhaliwe uyakusho umhula la.
Hayi kuyaphambana.
No, it's not the same.
You see, the reason I'm asking you this, and I'm not faulting you, is this: when context is not provided, the leader of that evidence wants the court to draw an inference by providing this photo to say, this is the hooded jacket that I'm referring to that Ntazi took and asked us to take, when that's not the case.
Uma ke ungatshelwa ke into ngokupheleleke lo ekube kuyena ke ohola ke ubufakazi ke ukuthi manje usefuna ke inkantolo ke manje ifikele kwesinqumo ke ukuthi ke lokhu ke okubhaliwe lana yikona ke lokhu okubonakalayo lapha ekusithombeni engasikona.
And if I may respectfully ask the court, Mr. Ntanzi, to rise up. He's here in court. If he can stand up.
Mangizamcela ukuthi uNtanzi asukume.
He's also wearing a grey hooded jacket today in court today.
Ugqoke ke ihoodie egrey namhlanje enkantolo.
Ngiyavuma.
I agree.
Sit, Mr. Bongani, thank you. And it's got nothing to do with you. The context within which this photograph, you were meant to place the details thereof on record, should have been explained to you so that you know what you are talking about. But because it's not important to you, you are an analyst. I analyzed, I was given a phone, I download it, then I give the information back to the IO. The IO will use it for his investigation because you are not privy to the investigation, correct?
Ukuthi kwenzekani kubufakazi awunalwazi angithi.
Kunjalo, advocate.
That's correct.
These are matters of arguments. We can argue the points, my lord. I'll make my submission, Mr. Ramsepele will make his submissions. Not for this witness to comment.
My lord, I don't want to ridicule my colleague. This objection is laughable. He's the one that introduced and invited comment on these photos. So this objection is laughable. I'm not even going to entertain it and give it glory with a response. So I'm done with this. I wanted to show you that a particular narrative wanted to be pushed. When we hit back now, he jumps up and down and say,
Which narrative is that?
the one that, my lord, the inference, I'm a lawyer, the inference that the real reason why this photo was introduced is to align with the fact that Mufra says Mr. Ntanzi asked to take a grey sweater, and they put this as the grey sweater, my lord. I'm a lawyer. That's an inference that they need this court to do.
Ukuthi lana manje kufundwa lokho.
Okay, so you see, have you ever heard bathi inkukhu ibindu bathi hey nale gama lahleko yabona ke ukuthi ucabanga kakhulu. Okay, I'm thinking too much. What I'm trying to say is, for the mere fact that they wanted so badly, they wanted to bring this evidence so badly, they knew that they had some agenda, they had some hidden agenda behind. Men, okay, let me calm down. Let me say this. I want to say it very slow. If you've noticed, Attorney Ramsepele said, you know what, you've been doing this. He was warning them and said, I'm objecting to this. You've been doing this. You did not call this witness to do what you are now doing. You called him to do this, but you are also doing that and that. And I think at that time, they were bringing some evidence that they did not argue for. And Attorney Ramsepele says, but I've been noticing what you are doing. I noticed this thing. I know what you are doing. Just like he said, I'm a lawyer. I see what you are doing. I see when you are selling a narrative. And that's exactly what basically Dr. Sibanda and his team, the prosecutors, that's exactly what they were doing. They were selling us something. Oh, thanks to Attorney Ramsepele. Tomorrow, Gusazo Shuba. Tomorrow is going to be shubiled. Believe you me, tomorrow it's going to be shubiled. But it's not the first time. And I will keep reverting back to this. It is not the first time the state wants to sell a narrative. It is not the first time the state wants to manipulate things. It is not the first time the state attempts to manipulate us, the viewers, us, the listeners, to think in a certain way. But further, they want to manipulate the church, to which I don't think necessarily they are manipulating the church. We know, we can tell the judgment has been long written here. So it's not like maybe there's going to be something, they're going to change anything. No, they're not going to change anything. We can see it for what it is. We can see it. We know. I don't believe that this judge will wake up one day saying these people are not guilty. Remember that if you're looking at the principle of a case in court, the state must prove its case beyond a reasonable doubt. The defense must prove doubt or poke doubt on the state's case. And we have seen that happening in our lifetime. Just in 2025, when Omotoso was acquitted, because all that the defense did there was to poke doubt on the state case, not proving the innocence of their clients, that alone was enough to acquit Omotoso. With that being said, on the Senzo Meyiwa trial, they see that they've done everything. And whenever they ambush the defense have always come out strong. And we must thank that. Because the defense, despite the fact that they've been ambushed, beside the fact that they will deal with them psychologically, giving them evidence in the morning, expecting them to cross-examine, and some idiot will go and say, why are they looking for adjournment? But you've just received a document today. You are expected to cross-examine on a document today. But some idiot says, these people, they should just cross-examine, when they wanted such adjournment. Those adjournment were justified, by the way. But I'm saying, despite all of that, when you look at the defense, they've always come out strong. Whatever was thrown or whatever is thrown at the defense, they always come out strong. That's what I appreciate with the current defense. That's what I appreciate with the lawyers. So you can tell that the state, having done all of that, they realize that, okay, if we throw them these things, they always come back strong. Then they now say, okay, let's try our luck and introduce a different evidence that we will want to come and argue. They want to come and bring Brigadier Geninda, who is coming on the basis of the Hoodie. He's coming to say something. They said they will not finish their re-examination because they wanted to pass through this evidence, then bring back Brigadier Geninda because they want to cover something. And I wish the defense to be aware of this strategy, because you can now see that, okay, they did not conclude with Brigadier Geninda. They brought back Undlovu so that they can introduce this evidence through back doors and manipulate things through back doors. And then Geninda, what they aim to do with Geninda is that Geninda, he's going to come and seal it. Cooking. We've been talking about this cooking. We've been warning about this cooking. But they don't want to listen to us. They consistently want to cook. Let's give them the pot, but appreciate the defense. For me, for the first time, I appreciate lawyers. It was through this case, looking at how lawyers are fighting, I started believing in lawyers because of the Senzo Meyiwa trial. Because I looked at how these lawyers are able to come out strong on every task or every impossible task that the state throw at them. Even when evidence is being manipulated, like they were manipulating things to their boss band. Hey, Ramsepele says, when I'm not going to glorify that nonsense. You know that you know now, you know what you're doing is wrong. So I'm not going to glorify it by wanting to argue with you. In fact, the only reason you stood up there, it was to distract him. And Ramsepele, being Ramsepele, he looked at the intention. He's like, okay, let me just go ahead and knock your head, so that next time, if you want to do what you have done, what you are doing now, you must know that I'm not the easiest target. You picked on me because you thought I'm the easiest target, that you can just climb and sit on top of my head and nothing happens. So I was like, no, not today. Not today, Satan. Not today. I'm going to deal with you. And boy, oh boy. Boy, oh boy. Ha! Tell me your thought and your opinion about having watched what you have watched now, the video, having listened to that. Tell me your thought and your opinion about everything. How are you? Okay, according to you, what's the aim? What are they aiming? What do you think the state is aiming to do? Because that's at least what I'm trying to work on right now, to say, oh, okay, we can see that these people are doing whatever they're doing, but where do they want to be? Where do they want to go? You know, what's the aim behind this? Why introducing this evidence through backdoors? What's the aim? Another thing that I don't know, are they not comfortable enough that they have done everything? I mean, we've been in and out courts, we've been on this journey. Are they not satisfied that they've presented enough evidence? Like, I'm still trying to figure out, are they not really satisfied that they've brought enough evidence, or it was just an afterthought to say, guys, you know what, we might as well try this one as well. What's the agenda? What's the strategy here? What is it that they seek to achieve with all that they are doing here? What do you think they seek to achieve? I'm interested to that, because clearly there is a plan. The fact that they stopped Ginenda from re-examining him about the hoodie and everything, and they wanted to create a narrative using this liar Uzungu, and then they brought back Undlovu to say those lies as well, using Mkhula to create a specific narrative. Why do you think they will go as far as this to recreate, or not to, but to create this perception and the narrative? What do you think they seek to achieve? It is important to look at where are they going. But again, tomorrow, I think I'm advocating Tatane Ramsepele, not advocate. Tatane Ramsepele, I think he's going to finish early tomorrow, and chances are, I doubt Nxumalo will have, even if he does cross-examine them, but I doubt it's gonna be long. Then Mshololo. With Mshololo, guys, she always prepared. Yo, that woman is always prepared. Yo, give it to her. That woman is always prepared. That's the thing about her. Forever. Yeah. If you don't know that one, Namangas. But she's always prepared. So definitely sure tomorrow is going to be the end of this. Probably with the re-examination that I don't listen. Guys, I don't listen to re-examination because it's lies. I only wait to hear the announcement to say, okay, we're done. This is what we are planning to do. But again, my daughter. Okay, let's leave it here. We'll see each other on the next episode.